Okay, welcome back everybody. Today we're outside again. We're at Gyeongbokgung Gate. Gyeongbokgung Gate is the main gate for the Gyeongbokgung Palace. As you can see, they have a couple of guards stationed here, kind of like with the Royal Palace in England. So these guys, they're just paid to stand out here in the heat, the cold, and the rain, and just guard the palace. Now they do change the guards every I don't know how often they change the guard, but they do a whole kind of rotation, almost ceremonious in changing the guard. But we're gonna go ahead inside to the Gyeongbokgung Palace today, and we got a special surprise for when we get in there. So look forward to that. 안녕하세요. Hello, welcome. Look, we're all decked out. We got the formal wear. This is the only way to come to the palace. As you can see, we have the entrance behind me. But I am wearing a traditional hanbok for, to kind of walk around and celebrate going to Gyeongbokgung Palace. I'm just going to go a little closer. Now, you don't have to wear this hanbok style to come into the palace. It's not, as you can see, there's a lot of people who aren't wearing the hanbok. So it's not really necessary to wear the hanbok to come into the palace. But I will give you this nice little tip. If you wear the hanbok, it is free to enter the palace. So normally the price is about 2,000 won. So it's really not, you're not saving a lot of money by wearing this, but you won't have to pay to go into the palace if you're wearing this. Now the rental fee for wearing a hanbok, it depends per place, but it's about 10 to 15,000 won for 2 hours. Now this depends whether you're a man or woman. They charge just a slightly different price, and then you have a plethora, many different styles you can choose from, to wear from king to prince to warrior to scholar, to any kind of style that you want, and many different colors as well. Now it's a little hot, I'm not gonna lie, but so far it's not too bad. Wearing the hanbok can be a little heavy and can feel pretty hot. So as you saw earlier, we were at the Gyeongbokgung entrance. So now we're going to go ahead and go to the main entrance and go ahead and walk inside. So follow me. All right, so we've now passed the inner gates of the palace. Although I guess you could technically say this is the first real gate to go inside. But you can see this pathway here, almost like there's a little slight kind of difference between the right and the middle and the left. Now I remember that you're technically not supposed to walk in the middle because the middle was reserved for the king. But these days there's no king that resides here, so you can walk away wherever you'd like. There is a memorial slash graveyard where the old kings and princes are buried, and they are very specific about it there. Like they do kind of force you to not walk in the middle of the path, just for cultural reasons. But let's go ahead and take another look at the palace guard kind of standing in front, guarding the next gate. All right, let's go ahead and head inside. These guys must be very hot or very cold at certain times. So here we are, main palace room. This Gyeongbokgung has a pretty special history in terms of this is where all the kings and princes used to stay. We're going to go ahead and go inside. Well, not inside the building, but we're going to go ahead and kind of see the throne room. There's also a lot of different areas within this palace. This palace is immensely large. There's a lot of things to see, such as the different style living quarters. We can go over in this direction. You can also go ahead and this direction here. We're gonna go ahead and explore Gyeongbokgung Palace in our hanbok. I think it'd be pretty nice. So welcome to Gyeongbokgung Palace. All right, let's go ahead and check out the throne room. Again, we're gonna keep on the right. There's also special meaning to the left side or the right side, but I don't remember. I believe one side is for the prince and then the other side is for the queen, if I remember correctly, but it has been some time. So someone who has better knowledge than I can give get an accurate answer for all of you. That's what each side symbolizes. But there is a special reason. All right. Let's see if we can get a good shot of the throne room. There we go. King used to sit right in there. Guys, can you imagine sitting up there? Looks pretty, I don't know. Looks a little uncomfortable, to be honest. But the king would be up here doing his kingly duties and have this sweet throne room. And have this view, minus all the modern amenities, basically. All right, we're gonna go ahead over to our right here, and I honestly don't remember the layout of the castle too much, but that's why we're gonna explore, and you know, all of you watching can figure out from this video what is inside this castle, and then plan your route next time you come over here, or if you choose to come and visit, or whenever you guys come to visit Korea, you can kind of use this video as a reference and figure out where you want to go. Oh, some nice cool shade. A lot of these little buildings on the side here used to be the living quarters. All these little buildings on the side. I know I've said this before, but Gyeongbokgung Palace really is massive. It is huge. All right, so here we have the Jaesondong Hall. So this is actually where the crown prince slash princess would stay. This would be their lovely little abode. And no, most of the things here, actually, I think almost 100% of the things that you see in this palace are not original. A lot of this has been rebuilt. The place has been destroyed at least 2 times through war and all of that. And so they just decided to kind of rebuild it and renovate all of it and kind of just make it look as if it would have been in the Joseon period, basically. Well, here we have more of a, I guess what would be the sleeping chamber for the crown prince or the crown princess. Quite cozy, quite cozy. This place, I've said this many times, it is quite massive and it feels like you'll get lost in a maze. And even as I'm walking around trying to show you guys Gyeongbokgung Palace, it's quite it's hard to like really go where you'd like to go because you kind of go into many different alleyways. So in here, you can kind of see maybe they're preparing or cleaning right now, but this is another kitchen. So many kitchens in this palace. So this is also known as the refreshment room, refreshment area. I think we can go walk around. We just can't go in this way. But this is where they prefer more like snacks, make more snacks and things like that. So let's go ahead and see if we can get a whip in the head. Let's see if we can't walk around and go in a little bit closer. All right, so this is here we go. We actually have they renovated this. It's actually quite new to me. They built a cafe. They actually built a cafe in this they actually built a cafe in this palace, which is actually really neat. Like you can see there's different types of teas that you can get, I believe, as well as different kinds of traditional snacks that you can get, which all looks really nice. But yeah, this is actually very new. I don't know when this was built. But for anyone who stops by the palace, you can actually go ahead and take a refreshment in the refreshment room with the cafe. So we're about to head into the living quarters of where the queen used to stay. This was the bed chambers / room of the queen. Also quite similar. A lot of these rooms are, I feel like, very similar. Just varies in size. But yes, this would be the chamber area for the queen, as well as the mother of one of the kings as well. I believe Hojong. All right, so a lot of you might be wondering, right? How do these places stay warm or hot in the winter, right? There's no heating. So you can see down here, there's this little kind of like almost cave, and in there's a little slot. So they would actually throw hot wood, kind of like, almost like not burning wood, but like kind of charcoal and wood underneath the whole, basically all around the living quarters, in these little kind of small outlets that they call ondol. Ondol is just like, it's basically floor heating. So that's how in the winter, when it's very cold or snowing, and even they would place hot pieces of wood or charcoal underneath the residence areas or wherever anybody was sleeping, anywhere that needed to be heated, underneath the building essentially, and then that would heat the floor and then thereby heating the room essentially. So this technique, I mean, it's very old, but they still use it today in Korea. Like most places, when you live in an apartment or anywhere really, they use a boiler, now obviously not wood, to heat the floor, then which would heat up the room. It's actually quite effective for the winter time. Which obviously in the summer times they don't need to use it because as you can see, there are many windows and doors and ways for the breeze to kind of come in and prevent the heat or prevent the rooms from being overheated basically. But this is, I think this is like one of the best things that they've made and have kept since basically to keep the palace warm. Okay, here behind us we have the Gyeongbokgung Hall, kind of the ceremonial hall where they'd have a lot of where the king would have his council or receive foreign ministers, things like that. And can you imagine just coming here and then having this beautiful mountain right behind you, right behind your palace, or right behind you as you have, you know, your affairs being done or things being discussed, or even just receiving guests basically. I can't describe how like picturesque this area looks. Of course there's some things under construction right now, but we have a lot of like there's a lot to see and just admire while you're out here. For anyone who has not been to Gyeongbokgung Palace, I highly recommend this place. It's a place to visit. Even if you've been here already, come back. This place is great. Like, this place is nice to just come in and walk and experience the palace. So here we have more living quarters, kind of further back in the palace. But as I was saying earlier, this place is absolutely fantastic, and it costs nothing to really come out here. Like I said, it's about 2,000 won to come out here. Well, to walk around the palace for as long as you need to. But of course, if you are renting a hanbok, it is a little more expensive, but you get to walk around the palace for free. So, dealer's choice in what you'd like to do when you come out here to Gyeongbokgung. But I think this is my third or fourth time being here, and it never fails to amaze me every time I come out here. As I said, I didn't even know that there was a cafe that had been open, so I think they're constantly trying to place this straight. I think they're trying to constantly renovate this place and make it nicer and make it more like invitable for people to come out here and walk around the palace, learn about the history, mostly about the Joseon dynasty, and kind of appreciate the culture, which I think is very nice. This place is very cool and fun to walk around. Alright guys, we're about to head to the Royal Pond, which I think is probably the highlight of coming out here to Gyeongbokgung. It's a very nice, peaceful, beautiful area. And you can imagine, really, like, if you were someone who's living in this time, or maybe the king himself, coming out here to relax at this pond is absolutely peaceful. So let's go ahead and see it very quickly over here. Take a look at that, guys. Wow. Absolutely, if you come to Gyeongbokgung, I highly recommend coming to the pond, checking it out for yourself, and make a picnic out of it, make a day out of it. Come out here. You can see this grass area. It is unfortunate that you can't hang out here, but it does make sense why they don't want people walking around, probably ruining the grass and all of that. So, but there's a lot of benches, a lot of places to sit down and just kind of enjoy the view. So enjoy Gyeongbokgung Palace Pond. All right, here we are once again, back to the main palace room where the throne awaits. And we came in from over there, and then we walked kind of straight past this way. Took a right, basically, if you're facing the palace or facing the throne room. And then if you take a left, a lovely little left, you're going towards the pond. So it's your choice of where you'd like to go, where you'd like to start your journey. But either way, you will be starting at this gate over here to come see this wonderful throne room, and then either make your way to the left or to the right. Like I said earlier, we made it back to the throne room. I hope you guys enjoyed this walking tour of the palace, basically. There's a couple other rooms that maybe we didn't go over, but for the most part, if you come out here, you can kind of choose your own adventure of walking around the palace, whichever way you'd like to go. But I would like to go over just a little thing. We saw these earlier, these little stones that are kind of in a row here. Well, all these stones represent the different officials that would be sitting in front of the emperor basically in order from, I guess, from naturally whoever is up front is as close to the king as possible, with even some officials being as close to the throne as possible. So you can see the order in which they would sit and be sitting in front of the throne room. But I hope you guys, like I said, enjoyed this walking palace tour of Gyeongbokgung Palace. Hope you guys enjoyed the tour. There are many palaces in Korea, so I'll probably go over one or two more of them. They do look a little bit similar, but at the same time, some palaces offer just a little bit something different for you guys to see. And just like with this palace, if you choose to wear the hanbok as you're walking around the other palaces, it will be free for you. But once again, thank you for all of you who have watched. We've reached 50 subscribers, which is really awesome. Like, that makes me really happy, guys. Thank you so much for subscribing, watching. As always, like and subscribe if you guys liked what you see, and hit the little bell. Right? I wish there was a bell here somewhere. But hit the little bell so that way you guys know to when my videos are posted. But I always post on Saturdays. And as always, stay safe and see you guys next time. Bye.